Over the years, some pretty big names have graced this stage with their presence. There have been country music stars like Alabama and rock icons like REO Speedwagon. The Marathon County Health Department says that if you can see about 2 feet down into the water you're about to get into, you should be pretty good to go. Under current regulations, patrons at breweries like Bull Falls are able to come over here, get their 6-pack and growlers, and take them home with them. But under new proposals, they won't be able to do that. The rain just picked up, giving us a little bit more of a downpour here. There are hundreds of people out here at Des Moines Waterworks enjoying some food, listening to some speeches, as you can see behind me. While the City Council has voted to change its rules, Nick and Mac aren't exactly in business. They're not able to get the insurance to cover their business, so they've had to put for sale signs on their bikes. Well, Molly, the whole thing took just a few minutes this morning at the courthouse. An attorney bid $12.8 million for the Wausau Center Mall. We saw some pretty strong downpours this morning, some gusts of wind, but as you can see, I've ditched my umbrella. Molly, Jamie Hunt was in court this morning accused of beating, strangling, and threatening to kill the mother of his 8-year-old son. Out with the new and in with the old.
No, Mike, you're not driving it back to the fire station.
A piece of history returned home Tuesday.
So this is a 1936 Persh. We understand that it was manufactured in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Ellis Construction donated this 81-year-old fire truck back to the Wausau Fire Department.
It was a little bittersweet, but for us to be able to give it back to the city that it served for so many years is uniquely special for Ellis.
Ellis bought the truck at an auction in the early 90s. Now the company is growing and needs more storage space.
It was a pretty easy decision for us to realize that how special would it be to be able to donate this back to the municipality that had it, of course, in years for the protection of their own citizens.
We're really grateful for Ellis Construction for bringing this to us and for thinking about us.
There are just a few things that need to be fixed up before the fire truck is ready to roll.
Thankfully, the condition of it is actually in very good shape. We do need a new battery, clean the carburetors, and it should be running with fresh gas actually quite well.
And the fire truck is a reminder of how far the profession has come.
As you can see, there's quite a difference, isn't there? We carry obviously a lot more equipment. We're tasked with doing a lot more in the fire service as far as response goes.
Chief Kujua says the truck is steeped in tradition that's as old as the fire service itself.
We've evolved over time, but we still stay really dear to our roots and our traditions and our history.
Traditions the fire department looks to continue. In Wausau, Katherine Bauer, Newsline 9.
I honestly thought we were going to die.
That's all Eric Bloom could think about Saturday morning after this charter bus smashed into a car on Highway 51.
But then we came to a stop and everybody just started screaming, we're on a bridge, we're on a bridge.
It all happened around 3 a.m. Eric, his wife Kara, and 27 other passengers were heading home to Rhinelander after a Brewers game.
When I got off the bus, I didn't know what had happened. I just know we hit something. I didn't know if it was a deer or a bear or, I didn't know what it was.
What their bus hit was a car driven by 26-year-old Kyle Tao of Merrill. Police say he died from the crash.
My condolences to the family of the man that didn't make it. I don't know what happened still with him and why he was on the wrong side of the road.
Police say Tao was driving the wrong way on the northbound lane. The head-on collision happened just south of Merrill on the Wisconsin River Bridge.
We could have went over that bridge. When I opened the door, because I was the first one off, I opened that door, the first thing I saw was Wisconsin River, literally 2 feet from going over the bridge.
No one on the bus was seriously injured. Wisconsin State Patrol says head-on collisions happen all too often.
This can happen anywhere, and it does happen quite frequently, actually, around the state. So
Bloom says he's thankful to be alive after such a tragic accident, and that it made him realize something.
How much you appreciate life. I honestly thought we were going to die.
In Lincoln County, Katherine Bauer, Newsline 9.
Interestingly enough, I only do chalk once a year, and that's on the pavement.
Emily Voss has been coming to Chalk Fest longer than she can remember.
I believe that it's 12. I've kind of lost track.
She's a local photographer and artist, but Chalk Fest is a special event for her.
It's obviously the perfect medium for sidewalks, so it can wash away and isn't permanent, and we can do it every year.
Each year, artists register to help cover the sidewalks on the 400 block in downtown Wausau.
So I've walked down a few of the aisles, and I have to say I'm blown away. Every year the talent gets just higher and higher, and It's amazing.
Chalk Fest is part of a big weekend in Wausau, paired with Balloon and Rib Fest.
It's just such a huge community event. It's like such a cool weekend for everyone to come together, and you see people you haven't seen since last year with all the crowds coming, and it just feels like such a community of artists.
Now, the artists still have a few more hours of work to put in on their masterpieces, but if you're looking to move forward with your weekend, you can head on over to Rib Fest, which is just 3 miles away.
A rib should not be fall off the bone. A rib should be pull off the bone.
Austin Fryon has been working with the barbecue company for 6 years.
We put our hands on every rack that we sell. We go through all of them. We pay attention to detail.
And he's got all the right tips for the perfect rib.
Nice to hit them over the open flame, caramelize some of that sauce, get a little char involved in there. It just kind of adds a different profile flavor to things.
The barbecue company travels to Rib Fest all summer, but Wausau's is something special.
The customers are fantastic. So many people show up and they all have smiles.
In Wausau, Katherine Bauer, Newsline 9.